So I know we talk about this a lot on the channel, and I'm going to keep repeating at least weekly because, at least for me, it took a while for this idea of cash flow to sink in, this retiring early to sink in. I know 21-year-olds who are by definition retired. Their cash flow, the money coming in, exceeds their expenses, and the cash flow is passive or leveraged. Everything, at least that I was taught, and you can let me know your experience since I was a kid, was get a job, earn good grades, get a job, stay in that job for 30, 40, 50 years, put a little bit aside every month and let other people manage that money in some funds, some mutual funds. And hopefully you'll have enough to retire on when you're 40, 50, 60, 70. And by then you can enjoy motorcycles, traveling the world, supercars, driving fast. I'll probably be too old to be able to get in and out of the cars that I love driving. And after high school, I went off to do that. And at around 25, 26, I realized, do I really want to do this for the next 30, 40, 50 years? Is this going to be my life? And then I live and I retire and I die. And I started asking a very different question: is how could I build the life I want now? By the way, I didn't have millions of dollars. How can I build the life I want now and enjoy it now? And that's where the idea of cash flow came up, or that's where I found it. And I started really researching or really thinking about this idea of cash flow. And I was like, so you're telling me I don't need, $3, $4, $5, $6 million set aside to retire on? If I could just make $8,000 a month or $5,000 a month or $15,000 a month in passive or leveraged cash flow, I would be by definition retired. And if I could have a vehicle that keeps paying me that, then I'm good till the day I die. And it's such a different way of thinking that logically we're just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Let me know, by the way. It's like, you've probably heard about this concept and maybe you're on your path, and I hope you are. But sometimes it takes a while to be like, break that mentality. I remember quitting my job when my cash flow was exceeding my expenses, and it was like the hardest thing to do. Because it was so deeply ingrained in my psyche, my subconscious, and just my deepest held beliefs that I need a job though. I need a bi-weekly paycheck. Instead of, I'll make cash flow and then I can do stuff that I actually want to do. Nothing wrong with getting paid for what you do, but it can be in alignment with who I am, what I want, what I'm inspired by, which was the only way we were able to build the Underdog Investor Group, because this whole company, Crypto Labs, because I didn't make any money from it for quite a while. I didn't need to. I was getting paid every month by different sources. Cash flow. I'm going to leave you with this message today, and I'd love to have a conversation in the comments. Even if I like to do this exercise. This is what I'll leave it with. Let's just wait 10 seconds here. I just made a couple dollars. And you, if you're invested, especially in DeFi, maybe you made a couple dollars, couple cents, couple pennies, fractions of a penny, I don't care. Even if you make $1 per hour in crypto DeFi, $1 per hour. Is that going to change your life? No. But it's going to set you on the path to, okay, now what if you make $2 an hour, $5 an hour? Then what if you got to the point where you were making $10 an hour? Some people will say, I can't live off that. What if it's 24/7? $10 an hour. That's $240 a day. Okay, now it starts, and could we do $10 an hour? Yes. And now you've got cash flow to keep building that. And if you're not dependent on the cash flow, which I recommend, by the way, but it gives you a buffer to be able to, maybe you don't like your job, you can find something you like. Maybe you want to start a business, you can do that. And you can sustain yourself on earned income, nothing wrong with that. And let your cash flow keep building to the point where, you might just want to completely quit your job or business and then do something that you don't even get paid for, but you love doing. Maybe you want to travel the world for a few years. Maybe you want to buy your family a house or your parents a house. I don't know. But the point is, it gives you options. I'll add one last thing. I hope you don't mind. Let me know in the comments if you're following along or if you have anything to add. Also, the idea of money, it's not that we just want to store a bunch of digits in our bank account. There's no point to that. What's the point? Oh, cool, I got $1 million in my bank. Unless, and I'm sitting on more cash than they ever have because I think there's going to be some really awesome investment opportunities coming. But the point is, I want that money working for me. I always ask the question, would you rather have $1 million in the bank but you can't touch it till you're 50? Or would you rather make $10,000 a month in cash flow but have $0 in your bank account? I think it'll depend on your definition of freedom. I think the $1 million in the bank just looks nice and it might give you a false sense of security, but if you can't touch it, it's useless. Whereas $10,000 a month, that buys you back your time. And with time, you can invest that time into something meaningful to you. Cash flow in crypto and DeFi, I have found, is the easiest way to build cash flow. And you can build your portfolio as aggressively as you want or as hands-off as you want. You have full control of your capital. You have full control of the liquidity. You can pull out at any time. You can do whatever you want once you master this game. Cash flow. Telling you, we kind of have this phrase we call like crypto into cash flow. Why have assets just sitting there, or why have money just sitting there if you can create a cash flow from them? This stuff inspires me. I hope it inspires you as much as it does me. Our podcast came up, by the way, Underdog Investor Group podcast, 5 minutes per day. I'll leave the link below, or if you haven't yet checked it out, just let me know in the comments and I'll zap you the link. Check it out, binge, watch it. I think we're at episode 8, 9, and it's a daily episode for the next multiple years. So it's something that you can just tune into 5 minutes per day, tap into. And I think by doing so, you keep infiltrating the subconscious with a message of crypto, of DeFi, of cash flow, of finance, and it's just top of mind in your awareness. And that's how you change your identity into pro investor, which was our intention with the audio experience. So do check it out, or just let me know in the comments. For anything else, let me know in the comments. We create content around your questions. And with that said, I'm gonna leave some videos on the 4 corners of your screen. Dive into this stuff, like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And with that said, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.